5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
150. That feels like a special number because in this case, I think it is 150 days in a row. I'm going to call this another milestone here. We're halfway to 200. We're not. This is why I got bang average grades and a bang average grade in maths. No, we're halfway to 200 from 100. 100 was halfway to 200. But we know it's a high number, and it feels like, honestly, if I can be completely honest with you, it feels like nothing. It just doesn't feel special at all in the slightest. I'm just sort of pushing that narrative. It's just another day, feels like. But somehow we've been doing this for 150 days, which when I do say it, I guess I do think that is quite a long time, 150 days in a row. It's kind of weird that I've sat down and given a section of time to this every single day so far. But it's also cool because it's like, okay, if I don't do it for 150, I can do it for another 150, which would take me to 300, boom, mathematics, which is only 64 days away from a year. So we can at least get to a year. After we get to a year, boom, we're only halfway to 2 years. And once we get to 2 years, boom, we're only halfway from 4 years. And then, we go and we go. Like I said, I don't know how long this goes on for. But probably a while. Let's just say that. Let's just say it's infinite at the moment. Yeah, we're in a Chelsea shirt. We did, in fact, lose to Manchester City today. It was 1-0. We was in it. We grew into the game. Look, I'm not here to break down the match, but let's just say we lost, which is the fucking simplest story. We lost. But did I care really? Yes, I did. But if it meant Arsenal didn't win the league, it's fine. A couple of vague things, Twitter things I've just sort of seen. I would say there's probably 3 things that come under the category. Let's say standing ovations, cans. Is it cans or can? I think it's can. I think it's can. Or can. No, can. Cannes Film Festival. Standing ovations. The Smith family, which is crazy how the most, I don't want to say most talented family because I don't even know if that is actually true. Maybe most famous family or most eccentric or whatever family, but they're just the Smiths, which is just you want to go for that, Like you get to pick up. Whoa. That is so weird when that happens. It's not like you get to pick out your last name or anything. It's not like you get to choose, but it's just Smiths. It's like Curly when you're bald. The Smiths and that TikTok thing of that girl taking that sofa in. Basically, this isn't really anything to talk about. It's just a girl. There's those bubble sofas. They look like, imagine a sofa that looks like it was made from an assortment of huge golf balls. That's what the sofa looks like, and they do look kind of cool. I've seen them in many interior design homes that just look like they're made to show you got interior design skills that you just see in big Manhattan apartments. And yeah, they look kind of cool. And most people then will be like, oh, those look kind of cool. And we search the price. Right, they're $8,000. Okay, then. She finds one on the streets of Manhattan, just off, I don't know if it's New York somewhere. Let's just say Manhattan. On the road, and it's a picture of her kicking off cigarette butts or whatever from it, being yeah, we can take this. She takes it, she gets it cleaned, or I say she gets it cleaned, she cleans it herself, and she puts it in her finger. She's document the story. What TikTok's like. It's a TikTok. Now she has this sofa, this trash, this piece of garbage in her home. Let's just say. Now. A part of me is that's a very expensive sofa. If you just found one, it's like you just found a gem. Sure, pay, say it's $8,000. Say the cleaning fees at one of those places that do take, the place that clean rugs is really satisfying, right? You go to a place like that, but they can clean your sofa. Say they even are it's going to cost you £500. Whoa, that sounds crazy. I'll just go to Walmart and do it for $20, right? But obviously these guys are professionals. Say it's going to cost you £500 to get it cleaned thoroughly, right? You got to look at it okay, I'm paying £500 basically for a sofa that's $8,000, and you just pay the thing. And I think that if she did that, you'd let it slide. Instead, they kind of just get what looks to be like a little brush and some detergent and just go at it with their hands, right? And it's like, why are you skimping out on an £8,000 sofa that's 3, you know? I think it's a rule of thumb that you shouldn't take furniture off the street into your home if you've got, if you care about your home, you know? Like, to be fair play, she had the braveness to record all of that and then upload it. But then again, it could be extra smart to be like, this will blow up for whatever reason, whether people think it's gross or not gross. It's going to blow up. Which, if you thought of that, clever. But yeah, to post that and not think people are going to be like ill just because you added a clip of you cleaning it. You needed more than that. I just think, you know, it is a rule of thumb. Don't. I don't know if you've seen the episode of Friends. Is it Friends when there's the rat in there? And look, like, a rat is your best case scenario. Trust me when I say this. You would wish there was a rat in there, because let me tell you what is far worse. You know, if there's bed bugs in that thing, like the way you were cleaning it, that ain't gonna cut it. And the shape of that is prime. That's prime real estate. The curves, the crevices that can hide in that is prime real estate. And I think a lot of people, they sort of think bed bugs, like getting bed bugs would be like getting like your dog getting fleas. It's just one of those things you take to the vet. You get the fleas out. You chuck the rug away that maybe the fleas are all bouncing around on. That's fine. Or like having a mice infestation. You get a guy in, he finds where the hole is in the house, he patches it up, you're done, right? Or like a bee problem. They find the bee's nest under your house, they get rid of it, you're fine, right? It's like termites, you know? You've got a whole problem where you can't, once that's in your place and that's in your clothes and your bedding and everything, it's not like, oh, just, you know, quick clean up job, get the Hoover out and it's fine. It's like a termite thing. Your house is slowly being destroyed from the inside out, and it's gonna cost you a lot, and a lot of things will be thrown away if they get into your house, right? And why risk that for an 8? You gotta also think, why is someone just leaving an $8,000 couch on the side of the road? Maybe because their house was infested with bed bugs and they thought, just get rid of the thing, you know? Those Manhattan streets, you know, that DNA could spawn the next Ebola, you know, like, I don't know what's in there. It's not a clean place. If you want to take that risk, take it. It's not even a comfortable sofa, by the way. It's more of like a design piece. But hey, you got a TikTok out of it, and that's what's the most important thing in the year of 2023, at least. Because that is not even impossible. It's kind of crazy to think. We live in a world where there is a very likely chance that she took that sofa, took it to some warehouse, cleaned it, took it in a lift, took it upstairs, put it into her house just for the TikTok. Then once the TikTok was made, immediately threw it out like, gross, I don't want this thing in my house. There's a great chance that happened. And she, you know, I don't think it did. But you know what I mean? It's just like, this is what people do because they're like, it'd be smart. It'd be like, people think this is this and that. No, this would be great. And that would be clever. I will say that. The cat's outside. Cat's out of the bag. We don't keep the cat in the bag. Don't call that was just a thing I said. Probably hungry. But I'm doing this right now and I'm loyal to the calls. But it is quite distracting. What was the other thing? Oh. Brief reminder to your ears there. The Smith family. Another thing I saw on Twitter. So it was a page that just sort of posts generic celebrity news, posted a picture of Willow Smith's story or something, and it said, Willow Smith just posted this image of her crying onto her social media, right? Think, like, you know, those pages that don't give opinions on stuff, that just like say, they just post Kanye West just did a shit in the middle of Times Square, and then just be a picture of him doing a shit, and there would be any joke or any opinion. It's just like, this happened, but they just go chuck it at you. And no matter how relevant the news is, this isn't news, by the way. And then people were talking about it as well, and people weren't, but you know, people were I was just reading through the things, and it's like, you know, when there's something, people are doing just weird things, and it's like, I'm not even going to say anything. I already know what they're return argument is. Like, I already know what their response is if you was to flag up that being just weird. It's going to be something like, we're just comfortable with our emotions and we're like just showing it. Like, everyone posts on social media every day pictures of them smiling on holidays and sunny beaches, of them being happy, and it's fake, man. We post like selfies of us when we smile. What's so weird about posting a selfie of us when we're freaking crying, man? It's emotion. It's normal, dude. We're just posting us. It's freaking. It's everyone's talking about a social media, talking about online. What about what's so This is anti-social media. We're keeping it real, and it's just like, okay, sure, that's one thing. But the second thing is like, why you always just? It's weird though. Like, it just is weird. Like, just constantly. Because Jaden Smith is the exact same. Both of them do it. Jaden and Willow, and it's like the other son, whose name obviously we don't remember. Probably a good thing, but he's just like, quote unquote, normal. You could also say he's the least successful, so maybe that's why. But like, it's like he's just like living his life, just sort of being a human being. But then Willow and Jaden are like on here, like posting pictures. Like, Jaden's even worse. He'll post pictures of him just walking through a field, and he's just like, and then it's just a 4-second video, and he just posts it with no caption, and it's like, that is weird. Like, that is kind of weird, and I don't like when like at first I don't know why the Smith family are crying all the time anyway. Like, I don't know what they got to always be crying about, but just the fact that, like, whatever it was that made them cry, whatever it was, like the fact they just dropped their iPhone, whatever. The fact, if it was like they just lost one of their billion-carat chain, whether it was, or whether it was the fact that their pet guinea pig died and it was something a little bit more human, right? Whatever it was, the fact that their first thought was, oh, snap the selfie, and because especially I think this with Willow, because Willow's eye color is mad, so it's kind of like, oh my god, they're popping right now with my bloodshot eyes. Catch a snap for the gram later. Catch a quick pic. But yeah, I mean, what is this? They're all crybabies, all of them. We've all seen it. I slept, Chris, and now I'm crying as I get my ass. You see, I mean, Jada's the only wicked witch out of all of them. The rest of them are just sort of sobbing, crying their hearts out. But yeah, the other thing I was just like about standing ovations, I don't get this whole, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm being a Scrooge today. I don't care. This whole like at Cannes they premiered this film and they gave a 24-minute standing ovation for Borat 2, and it's just like, it's so annoying. Like, I don't care how good a film is. Like, by the way, I'm not against standing ovations. If they genuinely stand there and just like for 8, think about how long doing it for 1 minute would be. 8 minutes just going. You know what? Know how when it's your birthday and someone sings you happy birthday, it's kind of awkward because you're just like, when someone walks up to you and says happy birthday, you're like, oh, thanks. If someone stands in front of you, a group of people, and goes happy birthday, and you're like, oh, thanks. And now I just stand here for the rest of the time as you. To me. Thank you. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, so we're 4 minutes and we're halfway through our ovation right now. What are we doing at this point? Clapping along? Are we sitting back down? And it's ridiculous. And that I think that even for like when people do it for The Whale, right? Films that are like really touched people who have already gave amazing performances. Why are we doing it for Harrison Ford's new Indiana Jones that has awful? Its reviews are awful. I go into it and all I see is like actual dialogue for the movie, and it's like the most random Minions whatever Illumination dialogue you've ever seen. But then like because it's Harrison Ford or whatever, and he's some sort of national treasure in another Indiana Jones film, why are we giving him like a 6 minute standing ovation? He's like crying like, oh, look. But the film's dog shit. I don't even get it. We just hand it out for anything now. Like, why are we? It's the most pretentious bullshit ever. Just a bunch of like fucking people in suits at an event just standing and clapping for so long. I get it. We love films. We love cinema. I love films. I love movies. Even my favorite film, I didn't stand up and just stand there clapping. Everyone's walking out of the cinema. I'm just like, just non-stop, man. It's just because it's so performative. I guess it's probably like a tradition type thing or something else. I don't know about it, but it's like it's just so performative because it's like a standing ovation is like, oh my god, that was so good. Your body it's just like it's like erects up. I wanted to say like that word, even though it's but like you just sort of stand and like yeah, because it was so good. Like wow, I just need to. There's no feeling or emotion in doing like a let's all stand and clap for how long we can go for until people get pissed. Let's just do. It's something like even real about it. But anyway, I don't really care. It's not that deep. This is one for you. This is one for the one.
Here with the kids, and I had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'd ever meet. He was like a hero.